Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Love Series Clucky. One thing I love about this series is just the fact that it's something that resonates with everyone, and also the fact that each episode links to each episode, like there's a connection between them. Good. So since I started this series, if there's anything that I mentioned over and over is checklist. Checklist. I always say, what's a checklist? Do you have a checklist? etc etc, and that's why I'm making this video to help somebody, if not a lot of people out there, on how to build their checklist, for their man or for their woman. This episode in particular is going to be talking about 5 qualities you should look out for in a man before you say yes, or even before you start thinking about it. We ladies, we always think about it. When the proposal comes, we say, give me some time. I want to think about it. So it's 5, but that doesn't mean that that's the only 5 you should have. I'm just giving you like a fundamental, something that you should build up on. Your own list can be up to like 50, 20, 30, etc. But I'm giving you my 5, the 5 top ones that you should have. I have my phone here, so just in case you see me looking down, I'm just trying to make sure that my thoughts are in line, and I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so I started by saying yeah, and said attraction is easy, chemistry is easy, proposal is even easy, but one thing that is very difficult, which is like the most important thing, is the value, the kind of person, like your checklist, the right guy. Like I said, this video is focusing on women, and that's why I'm going to be giving you 5 things that I feel like you should look out for in a man. Number 1, is faith. Now, the question is he a believer? Is faith, and leads to the question that is he a believer? You all know that I'm a Christian. Yes, I mean, we all settle with that, right? You know. And that is like the most fundamental to me, and I think that it should be to you. Like, I'm making that assumption that you're also a Christian. His faith is very important. See, he's a good guy. The good of every man is good. The good of every man is good, but let me tell you something, good is not enough. It's not just enough to say this guy is just good, like he's good, he's well behaved, he has all the moral values, he has all the ethics and all of that. One thing that is very important that is beyond that is he a man that has given his life to Jesus? Is he a believer? Does he believe? Do you share the same faith? Because even the Bible says that 2 cannot work together unless they agree. And if you're also a Christian, one thing you must have heard over and over and over is that do not be unequally yoked with unbeliever. And who is an unbeliever, right? An unbeliever is somebody that hasn't publicly proclaimed that he has accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and personal Savior. He doesn't have a personal devotion unto God. So let me tell you something, my dear sister. He has to be a child of God. He has to be a believer. You can't just say he's a good guy. I remember before I got married, I have prospects that literally fit into so many checklists. But the thing is that they weren't really a believer, or I'm not even saying that they have to be like a church goer, because there's some guys that they go to church, but we ask them, they will say, oh, I'm just going to church. It's just going to church is like a vibe. No, we're not looking for a guy that feels like going to church is a vibe. We need a guy, like you need a guy that has given his life to Jesus, and you can see it. His character is showing it. His devotion to God is showing it. You need it. It's prayerful, spirit-filled. Please don't lower your standard when it comes to his faith, because you need it. Marriage is not just all rosy of like their life challenges, right? And you need a man that both of you can hold each other's hands and pray and trust God for it. Okay, so did you get that? Number 2 is, does he have purpose? Does he have a purpose? Now, what I wrote here is that it's not just about what he can buy or where he can take you or lifestyle he can show you. You need somebody that has a direction. that has a reason for why they're waking up. See, when I'm talking about purpose, I'm not even talking about career. Yes, career can be a clue, but you need a man that literally has a vision, that has a picture of where he is going. Where, some of the things you should even ask anyone asking you, or like a prospect, is saying, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Or where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Or what do you see yourself doing in the future? And seriously, that's why point number 1 and point number 2 is actually linked together, because there is no, it's so difficult for a man to come up with his own purpose. It is God that gives a purpose. It is God that puts a purpose in the desire of a man. So that's why I said that you need a man that is a believer, and you also need a man that has a purpose. Seriously, when he's a believer, he will likely have a purpose, right? So, but you definitely need a man. They used to say something when I was growing up. He said, don't just marry a man that can buy you a television, but marry a man that can both buy you a television and that can also be on television. Like, you remember, I didn't say just be on television. Can also buy you a television. Money is important. But you definitely need a man that can both buy you a television and can also be on the television. So you need a man that has a reason for waking up every day. And most importantly, don't let that reason be something like not vanity, something real, something tangible. I'm taking it too serious. Okay, let's go to number 3. You also need a man that treats others well. See, the commandment is saying, one of the commandments that God gave us is, love your neighbor as yourself. He treats you well, but he doesn't treat other people well. My sister, run. You guys go out on a date, and the way you look at the waiter, or the way you look at the waitress, or the way it treats people that are not even up to your standard, it's just unimaginable. Like, it's unbelievable. It's just a matter of time. It's going to come and treat you that way. Don't just say he treats me well, but he treats other people well. Some of these even look out for is how he treats his family, his brothers, his sister, his parents. Does he reference people? Like, does he believe in respect? Like, respect is universal. You need to treat everybody with sense of respect. Like greeting people, the way you talk to people, the way you care for people. Seriously, don't take your eyes off it. Don't just say he loves me, he respects me, he handles me like an egg. But you know what? Does it treat other people? Does it treat his own family well? You can't give. Like, a guy cannot give you what he doesn't have. He can pretend to have it, but in reality, if he doesn't have it, he will not give it to you. Okay, so let's go again. Number 4 that I think you should actually talk about, check it out, is relationship with money. Love without money is hard. Marriage without money is hard. Know that. But however, one thing I'm very particular about is how you treat money when he has it and when he doesn't have it. Like, is he a man that when he doesn't have money is a shadow of himself? Or is he a man that when he has money is just nobody can talk to him? Nobody can talk to him. Or is he a man that believes in savings? Does he like to squander everything? Like, let's finish it. Forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to take care of itself. Is he a man like that? So literally, you need to check what is the relationship with money? Is it somebody that when you give him one, like when you borrow him, like when people borrow, I'm not expecting you to borrow a guy money, right? When people borrow him money, or when people actually put him, in charge of a resources, how does he even manage it? Like they always say, I don't know if I've said it, they always say that the way you know a man is when he's rich and when he's poor. You will know the real value. There's some people that when they are in the state of believing God for money, they're so humble, but the moment money comes into their hands, don't tell me anything. So literally, let me check what I wrote here. I wrote here that, does he manage money responsibly? Is he generous or careless? Does he make wise financial decisions? Is he driven by discipline or by impulse? You need to check out all of those things, because you don't want to marry a man that has squandered that doesn't even think about what his family is going to look like. He doesn't plan for the future and all of that. Then the last thing that I wrote here, the last point that I wrote here is that, is he a man under authority? See, by the reason of, God, shall I say, by the reason of God ordinance, in marriage, a man is the head of the family, and that's why there's a part of the Bible that says that every woman should submit to their own man, like women submit to your own husband, right? So before you can submit to a man, is he a leader himself? And literally, people say leaders are born, in quotes, but I also tell you, even though leaders are born, leaders also need to learn how to be a leader. Because if not, so we'll all be leaders now. Like, we will not have bad leaders and good leaders. So you need to ask yourself, like, is this man a man under authority? And one of the things I wrote here is that, can he be corrected? Like, does he respect guidance? Is he accountable to a mentor or a leader? Someone said, and I believe he said, if you marry a man that you cannot correct, that doesn't even believe, he does not believe in leadership, does not submit to someone, don't ever, like, I think this is the best way to say it, don't ever agree to a man until you see that that same man is a man under authority, or a guy, in quote. Let it be that is a man that is under authority. Where is he learning from? And I'm not even saying that because of I'm not even saying that because I need to say that. It's because there are times in your relationship there could be issues, right? You need somebody that can call him to order and say, excuse me, like, you need a man that is under authority, that believes in leadership, that is also a follower of somebody. There's a follower of somebody. Don't just say, oh, don't just marry a man that says, I don't believe in anybody. I don't believe in anything. I just believe in myself, and I'm going to lead you myself. Excuse me. That's a signal. That's a bad signal. That's a very bad signal. So I'm just going to do a recap of qualities or the kind of man you say yes to. Number one, marry somebody that is a believer, that you share the same faith with you. It's very, very important. Number two, marry somebody or say yes to a man that has a purpose. Number three, say yes to a man that has respect, that love others, that treat other people with so much respect and so much love, like genuine love. Number four, marry a man that has a good responsibility towards money, that has a good management towards money. Number five, marry a man that is under authority. I hope these 5 fundamental qualities or 5 fundamental points that I've shared with you will help you build on other things that you want in a man. Like some of the things even myself, before I got married, I wanted a man, like my husband, check it out, is a man, is a believer, we share the same faith. Number 2 is somebody that has a purpose. I remember asking him, Oga, what's your 5-year goal? Where do you see yourself? Because I can't be following somebody that does not even, you can't follow, like, you can't have 2 eyes and follow blind man, in quotes, right? And other things that you can actually ask is your qualities, or other things that can be your checklist could be like a good looking. You guys know, good looking is very important. Brilliance is also important, and other things. But the 5 points that I shared with you, I hope is going to help you to make the right decision. And look out for the men. Look out for qualities you should look out for in a woman before you even go and ask her out. All right, at this point, I need to let you know that if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Let this channel grow. Share my content. Somebody will need it. That's the only way you can show support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe.